Mr. Amish Tripathi to kindly address.
Hi guys. Hi, thank you so much. I'm hoping some of you have read my books. Okay. I got to admit, I was a little. I'm going to step out. I like walking around and talking. I was a little scared speaking out here, considering the high quality of the speakers out here. All of them are experts. Even the panels before me. I'm only a student. I'm trying to learn the wonderful, our wonderful heritage that we have, and trying to share as much as I can learn from it. So what I normally do is actually I try and ask questions. That's how I try and get into a topic. So when I was contacted and asked to speak on this issue, I thought a good idea would be to actually speak to the youth, and ask them what do they think about interfaith dialogue. As it turns out, my sister, she teaches computer science. She used to be an IS officer, then she resigned, and now she's a computer science teacher. And she has 10th standard and 12th standard students. So I went and met some of them. I'm going to go and speak on this topic of interfaith dialogue. What do you guys think of it? So of course, them being youngsters, 10th standard, 12th standard, you can imagine some of the answers were very interesting. One youth told me, interfaith dialogue, I know it's important. You oldies can keep doing it, we'll get on with our lives. That's interesting. Another person said that, the key thing is to look at each other as friends. Just ignore the fact that they're Hindus or Muslims or Christians. We don't notice it. They're just a friend for me. I know that this perspective may be seen as very simplistic. But the point is actually that most people approach religion from a relatively simplistic perspective. Most people actually don't read the scriptures of religions. Most people don't read the scriptures of their own religions. Most people actually don't know. They just know a few rituals, and those rituals define their experience of their own religion. So if you're speaking from that perspective, then having a simplistic approach, I will be a good person, I will do charity, I will not commit acts of violence. This actually, for all you know, can be a very successful approach. And this is an approach that exists in many interfaith dialogue approaches. Internationally, for example, some of the good interfaith dialogues that I've seen are based more on getting people to actually work together of different faiths. It's an interesting idea, I won't deny it. But there's one youngster, who told me something very interesting. He said, what we need to do for interfaith dialogue? We need to have people of different faiths marrying each other. Okay. And he said a condition has to be that neither the husband nor the wife can convert. They have to keep their original religion. But they have to marry each other. It's very interesting. I told him, expand a bit on it. He said, look, whatever faiths those two follow, after some time they'll realize, actually there are some similarities. They'll understand that over time. Equally, they will understand that there are some differences too. Nothing wrong with it. It's okay. There can be differences. But if you're a husband and wife, you will learn to somehow get along and accept those differences. That is a good interfaith dialogue. I thought this youth had actually caught on to something very deep. Set aside the issue of that marriage. I think you should get married for love. That's a key issue, regardless of what religion that person follows. I'm married to a woman who's half Hindu, half Parsi. I'm born a Hindu. We are very happy with each other. We got married for love. Okay. I met her when I was 15 years old. It took me 2 years to convince her I'm not that bad. So we went together for 23 years now. I still love her today. And that is the source of a good marriage. You should actually be in love. But let's go deeper into what that youth said. Not the point of marriage, but that point of accepting that different religions will have some similarities and will have some differences. And that's okay. We don't need to be troubled by that. And I thought he caught on to something very important. One of the problems often in interfaith dialogue is that we desperately try and find some similarities. We desperately try and say, no, at the end of it, we are all the same. Is that true? In a way it is, in a way it's not. Let's look at our bodies. All of us, we're all humans, right? Everyone out here? Yeah? Okay. All of us have human bodies. What is the source of human bodies? At the root, cells, but what are cells made of? At the root of it, chemicals, water, various elements mixed together. At the end of it, that's what every single human body is made of. Actually, at the end of it, that's what every living thing is made of. So can we say that at the source, we're all the same? Yes, we can say that. When we die, we'll wait for a few years, we'll decay, it'll be a gross process. But once we decay, once the decay is finished, we'll all go back to those same chemicals. True? So our source is the same, the destination is the same as well for the bodies. True? But are our bodies the same right now? No, right? You're very thin and fit, clearly. Yeah, the young boy out there. You exercise regularly? Yeah. Okay. He exercises regularly. His body is very thin and fit. I don't exercise as regularly as I should. I'm a little plumper than I should be. Some don't exercise at all. They are very fat. Some eat a lot of, what is that thing that my wife had told me? Amras and puri, right? We are North Indians. We are used to eating sweet dish at the end. But the first time I had food at my girlfriend's place, that time she was my girlfriend, my parents-in-law, they'd served me amras and puri. And I told her, yaar, sabji kidhar hai, yaar? So anyway, so a lot of people eat amras and puri, they become fat. So body is, the source may be the same, the end, the destination may be the same, but at the present moment, we are all different. Some are fatter, some are thinner, some have dark skin, some have fair skin, some are taller, some are shorter. That's a fact, right? There's no harm in accepting that. Can we try and say, no, actually all the bodies are exactly the same? No, it's not. There's no harm in accepting the difference. That is the way perhaps we can approach the journey of the soul as well. Of course the source is the same. We all began with God. And of course the destination is the same. We'll all end with God. The journeys are different. Right now, every single one of us has a soul, and every single one is on a different journey, which means our paths will be different, which means there's no harm in accepting that our paths will be different. We don't have to force fit a similarity. The key thing to understand is that when you accept differences, there must be mutual respect. There must be understanding that your soul is on a different journey, my soul is on a different journey. Your soul could be following the path of Hinduism, my soul could be following the path of Christianity, another soul could be following the path of Islam, another Buddhism. That's okay. We're all different at this point of time. The destination will be the same. If we approach it from this perspective, then interfaith dialogue can perhaps achieve what we actually hope to achieve. The idea is actually to just respect differences. But interfaith dialogue is not to force fit some similarities. It's actually to serve the root of human greatness. The root of human greatness is curiosity. Because we are curious about things, we keep learning. The way I approach any other faith is curiosity. There's something to learn from every single different faith that I experience. I'd gone to Kenya recently, and I actually met people who still follow the old ancient faith. The ancient nature worshipping faith. It was very interesting learning their culture. There's something to be learned from everything, and I believe, at least my suggestion, that's the way to approach interfaith dialogue. Approach from a perspective of learning, We don't need to force fit similarities. It's okay. There may be some similarities, there may be some differences. There's nothing wrong with that. We are all on our own journey. We should have mutual respect for each other's journeys. Because all of us, at the end of it, the destination will still be the same. Just like our bodies will go back to the elements that they emerged from, our souls will go back to the God that we emerged from. The paths may be different. The destination is very certainly the same. This is all that I want to leave with you, and this is something that youth taught me through his very interesting marriage example. So, thank you.